Boom, shakalaka laka. We be live from NJL Studios. This is always awkward at the beginning, starting a live stream, because no one's here. Everyone's like showing up and arriving and all that stuff. So while we're waiting for people to just show up, I'm gonna just be awkward. Hey. If you're here, say hello in the comments. Mimi, yo, how's it going? Mimi or meme? I probably just officially butchered that. So if you're here, drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Say, yo, Nathan, what's up? This is a very special live stream for me because, yo, Jeffrey, how's it going? Good to see you. So this is crazy. Little storytelling here. How's it going, Schned 2000? That's probably saying that wrong. E. Smith Media, yo, 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 how's it going? So, at some point today, I don't know actually when because YouTube analytics are weird, the channel passed 1 million views, which is ridiculous. When I woke up this morning, it was telling me that as of midnight last night, it was like 999,715. So, at some point today, we crossed 1 million, which is crazy. Crazy. Because this channel has, like, I don't even, Schned is right. Sweet. So, you know, story time. Back in March, I had 1,000 subscribers and it was basically just like a nobody. It's like a random dude, you know, making videos. And, you know, just you guys showed up and started watching my videos more. What's up, Darko? Thank you. What's up? So yeah, this has just been a crazy journey of developing this channel and growing this channel this year. And you guys, for some reason like my videos, which is cool. Like, I'll take it. Obviously, I love making the videos. It's a ton of fun. It's a blast. I love just talking about music production in the first place too. By the way, this space I'm in is new. It's we moved to a new city, which is why the number of videos that have been put up in the last few months, it's been less than normal because we moved to a new city, and this space I'm in right now is the new space. Do I get a button for 1 million views? No, you have to get 100,000 subscribers to get the silver play button. But you know what? Hey, we're making our way there. Let's go. So yeah, Sunray, much peace to all in here. Thank you. Awesome. So yeah, this has just been a crazy journey, crazy year of watching everything grow and making videos that have been a ton of fun for me to make, and then obviously, you know, trying to make videos that are going to bring you guys some value and helping you guys in your journey. Because man, I remember being, you know, new at producing music and pretty terrible. And like, yeah, there's just not a lot of really good like resources out there. So this has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. So to commemorate this, I have a whiskey sour. This is my favorite beverage of choice. So I'm going to drink this while we're here because it's delicious and why not? So cheers. I have, yeah, was just planning on hanging out until until you guys get bored with me. So if you guys have any like questions, like anything you want to pick my brain on, yeah, feel free to ask any questions. You know what my favorite color is? I don't know. I'm wearing it. Green? No, actually, green's not my favorite. Oh, here we go. This is great. So congrats on 28K. Did I cross 28K today? That's so funny. I probably did, but I was so focused on a million subscribers, not a million subscribers. My goodness, not a million. What do you know? Wow, I did. I crossed 28,000 subscribers today too, apparently. So a million. So anyway, nice clickbait. Bye. Okay. All right. Bye. So as far as advice for new YouTubers, titles and thumbnails, definitely the most important thing. And so I think just if you're going to make videos, one, like make videos that people actually are interested in, make videos that, because I've done the whole making videos that no one watched, and guess what? Turns out the videos that no one watches are typically videos that no one's actually interested in. Like the first handful, like the first probably 15, 20 videos I made, like my first 4 or 5 videos have done well because they were finale tutorials, which is just like a notation software. So a bunch of people watch those videos because it was just like how to use Finale, right? But then I was starting to try to make videos on like arrangement and other production stuff, and I didn't title them well. The concept wasn't very good. And so no one's searching for that. No one's actually looking for that. And so at the end of the day, like I've just really learned that making videos that are going to actually provide someone value that they might be looking for, they're trying to improve in some way, that's for me as someone who's doing more education as far as the channel goes. That's what I do. I guess it kind of depends on what you're doing. So, yeah, any other, I just figured, yeah. Here we go. So make a video from start to finish, including mixing for beats only. So I don't really make beats. Sorry, dude. I pretty much focus on more like pop. Cinematic pop is kind of my jam, but I am going to make a video at some point producing from beginning to end. It won't be like a beat per se, but it'll be a full-blown track that I'll actually kind of walk through the process of actually producing something from beginning to end. So have some really cool videos that are going to be coming out here in the next little while. Really excited about. We did a challenge asking you guys all to throw your name in the bucket to if you were a little bit yeah, so like if you oh my gosh, completely lost my train of thought, some of the comments coming in and stuff. As far as videos coming up, we're going to be doing a new one that I'm working on right now, which is pro in GarageBand versus beginner in Logic. That was one you guys voted on. I had asked you guys what videos you guys want to see, and that was one that was voted on pretty highly. So I picked one person who is relatively new in Logic. I think he's been using it like 6 months to a year, and just sent him stuff about a week ago. So we'll be doing that video here soon. I'm about done with it on my end. So here we go. Trick on writing good lyrics. Yeah, so there's a lot of good devices. Advice about the room. Okay, so this is a temporary space, actually, Schned. I have another room down the way that we are remodeling. So yeah, this is a temporary space, not at all. If you've watched any of my other videos where you see the cool backdrop, like the accent that I had made, that was an accent while using like wood palette pieces. Going to be doing something very similar to that. So yes, I have a new studio that I'm going to be remodeling. That's going to take a little bit of time though. So, but as far as writing lyrics, there's a lot. This is actually something in my course I talk a lot about, But as far as just like general tips and stuff like that, I think the main thing is you need to have a theme. If you're just like coming up with words and phrases that go together, doesn't tend to work very well. You're going to want to have the song that actually has a story, some sort of you're starting somewhere, you're going somewhere, and you have intentionality with where you're going lyrically speaking. And then as far as like other good devices you can use, using like starting phrases the same is always a really good tip. So for example, if you're going to start a word like I think I know what's going on, like if you start with like I think, then it's good to start maybe the next phrase with I think or I know or like starting phrases either very similarly or exactly the same. That's another good device you can use. This is very common. There's a lot there. I'm kind of wasn't expecting a lyric question. It's been a little while since I've like thought deeply about like that stuff. There was a period of time where I was like really digging deep into like the specifics of all that. So, but yeah. But dude, Schned, the new place is going to be dope. It's going to be really cool. I'm actually working on not only the new space, but we're building a custom desk. My brother does some carpentry. So I have been working with him for about a month where, yeah, it's going to be legit. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Monkwood desks. Monkwood is crazy, also crazy expensive. So anyway, he makes a lot of custom desks for some of the top producers and composers and stuff like that, and his desks are super inspiring. And my brother and I are like, you know what? Let's build one ourselves. So he's gonna be doing that. I'm helping out with the design. I don't build stuff like that. I'm gonna remodel the room that will be the studio in the next couple months, but not the desk. So that's cool. But yeah, the channel is I'm excited for where we're going with this. Gonna have some really cool new videos. If you guys did not know, I had put out a community post about a couple weeks ago maybe, where I have a track that you guys are going to be producing, any of my subscribers. So if you haven't seen that, you should maybe go back to my community post on the channel. If you are wanting to jump in, you could still jump in. It would not be too late. Just send me an email. I'll actually put that here. Yep. Here we go. Here's a great question. Alex Masters, regarding producing a song from start to finish, how long does that usually take me? Do you have a hard limit for the amount of time you take to finish a song? This is a really good question. So, as far as, and thank you for that, Alex. As far as like time, it depends on if it's a personal project for myself or if I'm producing for a client, which I don't produce for. I don't produce for clients a whole lot anymore, mainly because I'm focused on the education side of things and teaching, and I've got my program that I've been building, and that's kind of where most of my attention has been going. From Australia, nice. So it's like 8 o'clock at night here, Sunray. It's probably like morning time or mid-morning for you, I would assume. But yeah, so Alex, regarding finishing and all that, every song is different for me. Typically, like if I'm working with an artist, I'll tell them like, give me 2 weeks to do to do whatever the project is. But a lot of times I'm like done a lot sooner than that. I try to give myself a little bit of extra time for other things that I'm doing for myself. Like there's a track that I have that I think is one of my best tracks. Actually, if you've watched my video, I think it's called Vocal Trick the pros use this vocal trick, or vocal trick pros use. It's on vocal layering. If you watch that video, the song that you can hear there, I did that in like maybe 4 or 5 hours, like the entire thing, tracking everything, like all of it. And that includes the songwriting. Like I wrote it, and it was one of those tracks that doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't even happen most of the time, but it just like completely came together ridiculously fast. My wife was out hanging out with friends or something like that, and then I think I had the house to myself or something for like a day, and I literally just like went crazy. But usually for me, if I actually can sit down and work and like really focus on it, I can get stuff done like a day or two, depending on the complexity. If it's something that's like pretty simple, then yeah, like I can get it done really fast. If it's like really intricate, there's a ton of stuff. If I have to like bring musicians in, that's going to obviously add to the amount of time. So I have an artist that I'm wrapping up a track for right now who is an Israeli artist. And Ben Blowers, yo, man. Um, yeah, how's it going, Ben? Good to see you. That's awesome. But yeah, so anyway, here we go. What do I do when I'm stuck halfway through a project or struggling to get a cohesive structure? So yeah, so actually, Clayton, thank you so much. Appreciate it. As far as like getting stuck in a project, a couple things that I found to be really helpful. First of all, first of all, everyone deals with this. Like, I think that's the first thing, like, you need to just know. Stephen Lemke, yes, I've made some progress. I said this earlier, this is a temporary space. I'm going to be remodeling another room in the house here. That'll be the permanent studio. But yes, there's no longer blue, like disgusting blue color on the walls. Pavlo, how's it going? Oh my gosh, oh, David Roger, your question. Sorry, did not like seeing comments pop in here and getting distracted. So as far as like getting stuck halfway through a project, first of all, everyone deals with this. I think you just need to recognize that. Even professionals deal with this. And there are times, like actually about a week and a half ago, I was working on a project and literally at the end of the day, I was so frustrated and I went upstairs and I literally told my wife, there are some days I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. So, and then the very next day, I pull up the session, I listen to it, I'm like, this is garbage. This is terrible. Start it over. And then 2-3 hours later, it was like incredible. I was super happy with it. It was exactly what I was going for. And so sometimes you need to take a break. Like if you're stuck, it probably is not actually helping you to continue just like doing it, right? Obviously, if you have a deadline, this is kind of a cool comment for David Roger. This is cool. Yeah, I've never seen that. I'm gonna have to check that out too. But yeah, I would say even if you're on a deadline, just like take a break, go for a walk, get some fresh air. I know for me, a lot of times staring at a computer for hours at a time in a dim lit room in some cases, because sometimes I like to make it a little bit darker in here when I'm working. And yeah, that can be really exhausting and it can actually be really bad for the creative flow. So yeah, yep. Give your ears exactly, son. Give your ears time to relax and walk away. Like for me, like I'll go on a walk with my dog. I will just like go outside and throw the ball for my dog. I will go upstairs, make some coffee, listen to music that has nothing to do with the music I'm creating, like completely different type of music. Watch a YouTube video, just like laugh, do something fun. Because if you're like frustrated and you're just like, man, this isn't going well, pushing through it and just like forcing yourself to do something, I don't necessarily think that's the best thing to do. Some people can do it, sure. Like I'm not saying that you have to do it one way or the other. For me personally, I've just found that when I force myself to do things, it tends to also just like really restrict the creative flow for myself. So, yep, John, yep, always good to walk away from it. Agree with that 100%. I'll drink to that. Yeah, this is great, guys. I mean, any other questions, thoughts, whatever? Yeah, I'm just kind of here to Music Nerd Revolution. What's up, dude? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a fun journey and brain resetting. Yeah, that's good. I like that. And yeah, for sure. I'm happy to do it and excited for the future because obviously I'm going to continue doing tutorial videos, but I'm going to start doing some more videos that are pushing in the channel in a little bit of a different direction. I mentioned this earlier. I'm working on a video right now where I'm actually producing a song in GarageBand and a beginner producer is producing with Logic and using whatever plugins they want to use. And I'm only using GarageBand, no third-party plugins, and this microphone. This is Shure SM58. It's a $100 microphone. I actually initially initially was planning on using this mic right here. This is like a tiny little condenser microphone. It's a $70 microphone. Nope. It's so bad. I tracked vocals on it today, and like literally no joke, even at a modest level of input, it was distorting. So anyway, I decided not to do that, which I feel a little bad because some company sent it to me and they were like, hey, you should make a video on this. And I was like, I mean, I'll try it out, but I'm not promising I can do a video because I don't really like doing sponsored stuff unless I actually like it. So that makes no sense. Craig, Denton, like Denton, Nebraska? Like legit? Denton, Nebraska? You need to respond to that because I'm actually super curious. Okay, here we go. Do I have a preferred or favorite key scale to write in? Yes. For myself, if I'm singing vocally, I vocally am able to sing in A minor really well and F major. And yeah, so and it tends to be because getting from like an F for me, like up there, da da. I can't sing that in chest voice. That's like falsetto. That's kind of where my break is. But a G, which if you're in the key of A minor, the G is, yeah. If you're in A minor, the G is the 7th of the chord, which is a really cool note to land on vocally if you're doing melodies. And yes, Shure SM58 is a great mic. $100 mic, great mic. It's a dark color. If you're singing in a SM58, it's going to give you a much darker color than a large diaphragm condenser mic. But I have recorded a lot of stuff on a Shure SM58. Works really good. But this thing, I'm sorry, Toner, whatever the company's name is, Toner, I'm sorry. Literally giving you an F on that. I hate to say it. I hate to say that. I've literally never used a mic before that was so terrible. I hate saying that, but it's true. All right. Favorite artist of the moment or anything I've found? Yes. Ruel. Okay. I love Ruel. She is literally, like, no joke, I'm going to be publishing a music video on the channel here in the next few weeks to a month. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be awesome. And that Ruel is kind of like some of the inspiration behind some of the stuff that I've been creating a lot lately. Like a lot of the music I do is like cinematic pop. So it's like I like pop music, but oh, Denton, Texas. Okay, that's funny because I read that and when you said, shoot, I can't even find your comment now. Anyway, when I read that for some reason, because there's a Denton, Nebraska. I live in Nebraska, and Denton, Nebraska is actually pretty close to where I used to live. We don't live there anymore, but it's not far. So anyway, Denton, Texas. Yeah, Texas is awesome. Mm-hmm. Toner. You get an F for your mic quality. Yeah, Sunray says, oops, sorry, Toner, you get an F for your mic quality. No, seriously. I mean, look, they're trying to make affordable mics. I think it's $70 on Amazon. I get it. They're trying to make something affordable. You cannot use it on vocals. It sounded okay on acoustic guitar, but on vocals, which is literally what they apparently say it's designed for, it was bad. Do not get a degree. I'm just going to say that. Don't get a degree. So I have one. I have a degree in music composition. And yeah, pretty much a royal waste of time. Sorry to say it for those of you guys who also have a degree, because I have one. So I don't feel bad saying that, it was a waste. It was more of a waste of time than money. I was lucky. I had really good scholarships, like music scholarships and stuff like that. And I got really fortunate. But I do not, especially if you're wanting to go the production route, if you're wanting to learn to produce, there are, first of all, very few schools that actually teach it. And then 2, you're going to learn way, way more from one of 2 things. There's really 2 alternatives in my mind to going to get a degree at a university, which, by the way, is extremely expensive. Because if you go to Full Sail, you go to Crass, you go to Berkeley, some of the schools that actually have music production programs and songwriting programs and things like that, it is so unbelievably expensive. It is ridiculous. So here are the two ways that you can improve as cinematic pop. Not sure what that is. Listen to Ruel. Like literally, here, I'll just type it in the comments. So Ruel is amazing. She writes a lot of music that is placed in television movies, television shows, and things like that. She's absolutely incredible. But yes, cinematic pop, essentially the idea is that it's going to have melodies and a lot of the characteristics of pop, but a lot of the instrumental arrangement is going to be a lot more utilizing, percussion and strings and things like that that are a little bit more inspired by the orchestra. So yeah. But going back to David Roger question, I just don't think it's necessary. So the two ways, again, back to that. You can, one, like literally find a producer who is in your area and just ask them to intern with them and ask them to learn from them. I did this. That's the first way. I've done both. Actually, I've done both of the ways that I'm going to tell you. The first is go find somebody who's doing it and who's really good and say, listen, I will come here and work for you for free. And I just want to get better. I just want to learn, period. End of story. I will come in here and I will work for you for free. Just all I ask in return is just teach me how to do this thing. If you are bringing value to that person, they'd be kind of dumb not to say yes. Like just, I got lucky. The guy that I worked with, he's incredible. He's producing records he's produced records that are on the radio, and he's also producing music that's in television very regularly. He's very involved in the sync licensing industry. I literally met a dude who knew him. I was telling this guy, like, yeah, music production is the direction I'm going, and I've been producing already for a long time. But yeah, so basically, like, I'm like doing this thing, and I'd already been producing at this point for probably five-ish years, maybe. And I'd already even started doing stuff professionally. I'd already started taking work professionally, but like the quality was just not at all what I was wanting or happy with. And so he was like, well, like, I know this guy. I don't know if I should say his name, but I know this guy, and here's his phone number. You should just call him. I literally called him that same day. It was like, hey, this is who I am. So-and-so gave me your number. Like, I'm an aspiring music producer. I've already been doing some stuff professionally, but like, I really want to get better. Like, is there any way I can learn from you? And he was literally like, yeah, you want to just like come over right now? I was like, sure. And then I literally started going to his studio like every day and learned a ton that way. And then the second way is to buy online courses. Online education is good. And I'm not talking Udemy. Like, yeah, I'm a little biased. I'm literally building an online program for music production that's not just YouTube. So, by the way, if you're interested in that, I have a pre-launch notification thing. If you want to sign up for that, like, just drop a comment, let me know. I can always put a link here that you can check out. Basically, one, I'm actually doing I'm giving away a module of that for free. One of my tracks that I produced, I do a full session breakdown. It's like 7 videos. It's almost like an hour of video or more. And I'm giving that away for free for the next 1 to 2 months before the program launches, just to give you guys an idea of kind of what's in the program. If you want that, just like drop a comment. I'd be happy to put that link in the comment section where you can get that. But that's actually what I'm working on building right now, is building an alternative to universities, because I got my degree in music composition. I did not learn anything about music production at the university. And a lot of the education that I got composing wise, it's like universities are just so behind. They're like 50 to 100 years behind everything that is going on in the music world today. So if you actually want to make like a living today in the modern industry, if as a producer, as a songwriter, as an artist, getting a music degree is probably one of the worst investments you could possibly make. Anyway, I could rant about that. Sorry. Here we go. So excited I'm doing GarageBand. So let's clarify. I'm not doing a GarageBand tutorial. I'm doing one video where I'm producing a track in GarageBand to demonstrate that if you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're using free software or if you're using professional software. So really the point of the video, it's going to be me in GarageBand, quote unquote, versus a beginner producer in Logic Pro. Really the point here is to show that if you really know what you're doing and you understand the principles, what I call principles of producing, the principles of production, then you can use GarageBand and still produce a banger. You can still produce a really good track. And I'm not saying that if you want to be a professional, you should use GarageBand. That's not the gist of it. That's not what I'm trying to say, because I don't think that. In fact, the last 2 days I've been working in GarageBand on this track, finishing it up. So frustrating. I hate GarageBand. I think it's horrible. It's not fun to produce in GarageBand. Incredibly limiting. There's basically zero editing capabilities. You can't use buses. Using effects in there are just pretty terrible. Anyway, yeah, just ranted for a good little while. Anything else? Yeah, like this is great. This is good. Just like keep coming on with it. Here we go. Make a song on GarageBand, iOS with recording vocals and you're wired to your. I don't know about that. That might be a little, yeah, a little much. So, will I make the bass track available for download so we can work on it like your other video? Are you talking about the one I'm doing GarageBand, Alex? Can you just let me know, clarify on that? No one's really asked for that. No one's really asked to still get a hold of it, just to use it as a track to practice with. If there's enough people that want it, then yeah, I mean, I'd be totally fine sending it to you guys. I'm not going to be like releasing the track or anything like that. Yes, I agree with this comment 100%. I used GarageBand for my first year producing. When I started producing, I started in GarageBand like when I was in high school. I was like 14. And did GarageBand for about a year. And then, yeah, pretty much got to a point where I was like, okay, I need something more. And I got Logic. And then, you know, like pretty much everyone else, I sucked like really bad for like several years. So, yeah. So honestly, like this YouTube channel and then the producer accelerator program, like all this is just like, see if I can save you guys some of the headache that I had to go through. Alex, yeah, dude. Did you email me? I'm trying to remember. I got a lot of people asking to be a part of that video, so I apologize. I recognize your name. I don't know if I recognize it because of comments or because you emailed me. Let me know. Yeah. Yep. This is true. Like, I agree with this definitely. About just like getting like ideas out there. Sure, absolutely. Barney, do I miss the simplicity of GarageBand? Nope, not one bit. I do not miss it at all because, yeah, I just don't. Like here's the thing, like once you go from GarageBand to Logic and you start really like understand the capabilities within Logic, you go back to GarageBand and it's actually extremely aggravating. That's my experience right now. Like I said, I've spent, I don't know. I've spent maybe 3 or 4 hours producing so far in GarageBand over the last 2 days. Like I think I did like an hour yesterday and I did like 2 or 3 hours today. And no, I don't miss the simplicity because I don't actually think it's more simple. But again, once you understand like how to really produce, you get into such a, like I've literally done this so long and so much, like I've spent so many hours and years doing this. It's like when you go back, I'm like trying to do key commands that I'm like, that are literally drilled into my brain, like so deeply that like I'm doing stuff. I'm like, yeah, like these keystrokes don't even exist in GarageBand. Alex, Masters, doing the other video. Awesome, dude. Super jacked. I'm really excited to see what we get. I had like almost 60 submissions for that. That is dope. Barney, yeah, you know, I'm glad. First of all, glad I helped with your experience with Logic. I'd recommend to save up and get it whenever you have the chance. But obviously, yeah, finances kind of dictate this stuff. Phil Coleman in the house. Phil Coleman is in my producer accelerator program. Welcome, bro. Just started like a few days ago, so that's awesome. He's one of the early adopters. He's a part of the pre-launch crew. David Roger, favorite album ever in terms of production. Okay. I don't know. This is really tough. Hold on. I have to pull up Spotify. I'm actually really, this is so funny. I'm so terrible with like artist names and song names and album names that like I just literally forget. What have I been listening a lot to? Let's see. So first of all, I don't really listen to rap, but NF's album, The Search, is just so good. So good. Thank you to my brother Caleb for introducing me to NF. Literally incredible. Let's see. I don't know if I have a favorite. Like I said, Ruel is just incredible. Like I always go back to her stuff. Ruel is just really good. I've been really digging some Lauv. I don't know. Again, like this just goes to show, like I actually don't really. Oh, Barney, what's my favorite analog sounding plugin? Monarch by far. Monarch is incredible. Owl City, dude, yeah, Owl City. I definitely was really into Owl City like probably 10 years ago or more, like a long time ago. That's like back when Fireflies was out and stuff like that. That's been a while. Yeah, let's see. I've been digging some Charlie Puth lately, actually. But I'm looking at here at my top 2020 songs on Spotify. I've been listening to a lot of NF. So, but a lot of Ruel, a lot of NF. Ooh, Red. Okay. Red is so freaking good. Oh, just so good. If you don't know who Red is, okay. If you don't know who Red is, so first of all, they're a little bit more like hard rock, but they're like cinematic hard rock. Their record. Okay, now I need to look it up. Like I said, I'm legit terrible with remembering like anything. I usually listen to. What I'll do is Jeremy Zucker. Yes. Dylan Dunlap. Philip. Yep. Phil, you. Yeah, Monarch. It's by Native Instruments. It's part of their Reactor. It's in Reactor. Of Beauty and Rage. So Red's album of Beauty and Rage is an album that I can listen to beginning to end and literally just, it blows my mind every single time. Just absolutely phenomenal. The string writing in there is just ridiculously good. I am so excited about anytime anything in like rock, pop, mainstream, whatever. If you use strings and you actually have really good writing, like really good part writing, and it's not just lame stuff, like so good. Bart. My brain is too full of Logic shortcuts. No room left for bands or artists. That is literally hilarious. That is great. That is literally amazing. John wants to know what program I'm using to live stream. It's called Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is the name of this program. By the way, plug, not like I'm not plugging anything here. Phil, as I mentioned, is in my producer accelerator program. So yeah, the producer accelerator program is not for sale. Like, I literally have nothing for sale right now. But if you're a home studio artist, home studio producer, you want to take things to the next level, and you also want to be engaged in an awesome community, I am I'm building a movement around this, and it's going to be awesome because right now there's this really weird thing in the YouTube production world and in music production for home studio musicians where everyone seems to think they're mixing, their problems are mixing. Like everything is like, I need to watch more EQ videos, reverb videos, compression videos. Guys, there's a reason that my videos, there's a reason that I'm not making compression tutorials. There's a reason I'm not making, delay tutorials and like plugin tutorials. Because at the end of the day, what's actually going to make your productions really good has a lot less to do with any of that crap. Like it's that stuff is like the polish. That's what enhances what is already really good. And you can use those effects as a producer. You can use delays and reverbs and all that stuff in a way that is creative during the production process, that not a mixing thing, like a producing thing. But there is actually a fine line between what is producing and what is mixing. Mixing is like 10 to 15% of the process. Producing is like 85 to 90% of the process. Everyone is focused on this 10 to 15%, which, by the way, is a post-production thing, not an actual production thing. And no one's focusing on like actually production. So if you don't, I don't know, I guess just if you want to take things to the next level as an actual producer, not just a mixing engineer, then this is for you. Then you should go check it out. Like I said, nothing is for sale. I've got a small handful of people in it right now. Chuck, what's up, dude? I've got a small group of people that were in the program that were working with me one-on-one, and then a handful of other people who are new in the program that are going through it right now, getting a lot of value from it. And anyway, yeah. Barney, you say you find your mixes get better when you remove EQs and compressors. Yes, that's a couple reasons for that. One is might not be using the EQ and compression properly, which is the case for like 95% of people. Or two, you didn't need it in the first place. You didn't need it in the first place. So again, a lot of times people like are doing stuff where it's like you don't even need that. Like why are you putting EQ on that? And like why are you sweeping your EQ like band to like find bad frequencies when maybe there aren't actually any bad frequencies? You just watched a YouTube video that told you to do it, now you're doing it, and guess what do you know, you're finding 15 different bad frequencies. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, that's the little plug, shameless plug. But like I said earlier, if you want to get a free like module from that course, I did an entire session breakdown on one of my tracks called I Will Rise. I'd be more than happy to give you guys access to it. It's free. I'm not asking for money. Like literally, it's just see what you think. So I'll leave a comment, or I'll grab a link for that actually here, just so you guys have it if you want to have it. So Phil says, Barney, you should check out my individual mic equalization was frowned upon. When you say individual mic equalization, you're talking about like EQing when things are soloed out, or what exactly are you referring to? Here I'm. There's a link for that free like module if you guys want it. So anyway, any videos for beginners? Sure. I mean, it was a joke on a Steely Dan linear note. So I guess I don't know who Steely Dan is. That's dude, my brain's still full with Logic. Logic shortcuts. Here we go. Any videos for beginners by Vicky. So first of all, hello, Vicky. Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Yes, Barney, for sure, totally agree. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Let's have a conversation about this because this is great. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, all this stuff. Like everyone, here's the thing I've learned about music production and people when it comes to producing. People have one of kind of a handful of issues when they're starting out. One is technical. It's an issue of not understanding the technology of how things work, right? So like, let's say you're using Logic or Pro Tools or whatever. Then you might have a technical problem. with just you don't know like how to technically do the thing, right? In which case, yeah, like you need to start the basics there. I have like if you're using Logic, I have a lot of Logic tutorials. If you're using any other DAW, you can still learn a lot of what I'm doing because a lot of it's like arrangement. What I've really learned about producing music is that the more I focus on EQ and delays and reverbs and all the crazy stuff that you can get into that apparently everyone else on YouTube is saying, like that doesn't actually make your music better, right? Because at the end of the day, like what makes your music good is one, a great song to start with. So like, are you confident with your songwriting, or are you working with someone who's writing great music that you can then take and turn into something? The second thing is arrangement. Do you understand arrangement? Do you understand the function of different instruments and how they sit and how they work together, right? So bass, drums, your keyboards, your strings, your synths, your pads, your plucky instruments, all this stuff. Like, do you understand the basics of how to arrange those? Because it got really bright for some reason. Anyway, that is, you know, yeah, anyway, it really comes down to that. Like arrangement is, in my opinion, one of the most important things. Because whenever I have people sending me DMs or emails saying, hey, can you listen to my tracks? Like, critique my mix. Like, what do you think of this mix? Then so often what ends up happening is I listen to the music and I'm like, the mixing's not the problem. Like, your arrangement is so out of whack, or your performances are really not that great, or the sound selection that you're choosing is not that great. And you don't have to have all these third-party plugins like sound libraries. I do, but that's stuff I've gained over the last 12 years, right? Like I've spent a lot of money over 12 years, but like I'm not spending a ton of money every single year on my studio because I already have a ton of stuff. And like you can buy like the Native Instruments Complete Ultimate Bundle, for example. It's $1,000. It's not cheap. That was my first big investment in my studio when I was 19 years old. And I didn't have to really buy anything after that point because it came with so much stuff. Barney, I should do an arrangement video. I should, absolutely. I need to figure out, so here's the thing. Here's the sucky thing about YouTube. Ready for it? The sucky thing about YouTube is if I don't make really catchy titles, no one watches it. Doesn't matter how good the content is. So that right there, I want to do an arrangement video. I've been wanting to do an arrangement video, but so Barney, you're saying there's not a lot out there. First of all, I agree with that 100%. I've not seen a whole lot, but I think part of it is because people don't know that that's actually the thing that they need to work on. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking through some of these other comments here. This is great, guys. Like this is awesome. Like 45 minutes, 47 minutes we've been doing this, and this has flown by. Like I've been talking so much I haven't even been drinking my drink, right? I need to take a sip. Anyway, Barney, yes, I need a catchy title. That's why my titles are like that's why I have to do stupid titles. I wish I didn't have to. Like, if people would watch my videos and it was like, hey, here's like a very clear and precise guide on like how to arrange, right? No one's gonna watch that, right? Like, no one's gonna watch that video. Like, would you click on a video that was like, hey, here's like how to arrange really good music? Oh, this is a really good question. So David, I have a classical background as well. Barney, you don't need to stop. Whiskey sour, Phil? Yeah, dude, I said that at the beginning. You probably weren't here. But yes, got a whiskey sour. Chuck, whiskey sour. Mm-hmm. If you know, you know. So good. Sorry, David. I think you need to do what works for you. Like plain and simple. When I first started producing, I was not doing my writing in the DAW. Like I would sit down at the piano, right? And I'd be like, oh, here's a good. I'd be like, oh, that's cool, right? And then I'd come up with a melody and a lyric and whatever else. So I would like write at the piano. I would write my lyrics with something like this, a lyric book, which I have on me at literally all times. And I would not do anything in the DAW until I had like a really clear idea of what I was doing. And a lot of times I would actually notate my stuff in Finale because at the time that's what I was doing a lot of when I was first starting out. And now I don't. Like I basically do all of my writing in Logic, everything. I rarely. I rarely. Sorry, I'm reading some comments here. But yeah, I rarely do anything without Logic. Just because, and the reason is because I want to be able to just record it immediately. Like if I have a cool idea, I do not want to be in a situation where it's like, oh crap, like pull out my phone, I gotta like put this down somewhere so I don't forget, because I will forget like 10 seconds later. So, Vicky, am I going live every day? No, I am not. That would be very time consuming. So no. Phil, what he says here is so true. A lot of good sounds out there that are free, and yeah. Here we go. Thoughts on MIDI chord packs? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Let me think. I have a hard time with it because like I think you'd be better off actually learning music. I know a lot of people probably disagree with me on that. I think that actually learning some basic piano might be, yes, this is literally exactly what I was gonna say. Learning piano is probably the most valuable skill that you could learn as a producer. Like basically hands down. If you can learn how to play piano, just like spend a year like learning chords, like just learning chords. You don't need to go out and learn classical music. That's what I started at. I've been playing piano my entire life, right? Like I've been playing piano my entire life. That's my background. If you guys didn't know, I'm a pianist, like at my heart. That's what I've been doing. But yeah, so yeah, I don't like the idea of. Am I afraid of offending sponsors? No, I'm definitely not sponsored by no. I don't like the idea. I do not like the idea of MIDI packs. I don't know if I'm gonna say it's cheating, because there's sometimes that I'll use loops and stuff like that. But I don't know. Would I use BeatStars to sell my beats? So I don't make beats, so I have no idea. Probably not. I don't know. Like I actually no, I don't make beats. 1 or 2 computer monitors. I've always not had enough real estate for Logic. I use 1. I plan on getting 2 down the road. But yeah. But no, Barney. I think it's really funny. I'm afraid of offending sponsors. So just so everyone's like really crystal clear. This is actually kind of a cool story, and I feel proud that I get to say this because I don't know. Earlier this year, I made a list before any of the success I've had today. Vicky, I will get to you in just a second, I promise. Before I had any like real audience, before I had like really anyone watching my videos, I made a list of the companies I would actually want to work with because I actually like them. Not just because I figured, at some point we might get to a place where companies are coming to me saying, hey, we want to sponsor you, we want to endorse you, whatever, because that's like the goal, the dream, right? Who doesn't want that? And I made a list. Native Instruments, Loughton Audio, Loughton Microphones, Sweetwater, Novation. Who are some of the others? Spitfire, East West, some of those. And you know what? I now work with Native Instruments. I work with Loughton. Baby Audio. Yep. Brennan, Baby Audio. They're great. Love Baby Audio. And guess what? I work with Sweetwater now too, which is awesome. I love the fact that I was able to like make a decision before I ever even had to like actually make the decision about what companies I wanted to work with and then do that. So anyway, the whole sponsor thing, just so we're really crystal clear on that, I literally refuse to work with anyone that I do not personally believe in. That's why this microphone right here, this company sent me this microphone. I told them, when they emailed me, they say, hey, we want you to make a review on this microphone, which, by the way, if I actually would have agreed to that, I would have been trashing this microphone. I told them in the email, no, I'm not going to make a review. But if you send it to me, I'll at least try it. I'm not going to make a video on it, or at least I'm not going to promise him to make a video on it. But if you want to send it to me, go for it. And guess what? They sent it to me. And guess what? It's a really crappy freaking mic, which is why I'm really happy I did not take that deal. Anyway, Vicky, please suggest some VSTs for strings. East West, Quantum Leap is amazing. Native Instruments Symphony Orchestra is amazing. Session Strings Pro is good. Those are the ones I'd recommend. Here's a question. Is there a fast way to play a series of chords and then arrange them in a way that works for the song? I don't know. I mean, there might be, but like what I would probably do is come up with chord progressions that I like, and then like experiment with like changing the order of those chords. So here's a great example. We got A minor, right? We can do A minor, F, C, G. I mean, super famous, right? Super simple. But we could also take it and go A minor. Just all I did is just change the order, and then boom, like it's a completely different chord progression. And then all we're doing is changing up stuff. So anyway, yeah, those are all top-notch companies that I mentioned. Yeah, like I just decided early on, I just decided like I'm not working with any company I don't personally believe in. Barney, so as far as Baby Audio, dude, parallel aggressor. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, dude, you got a 49. What? That's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, thank you for this. Epoch. Am I saying that right? Epoch? Epic? Epoch? Ugh, I'm so sorry if I'm totally butchering that. Barney, that's the 4 chords that every song has then, right? G, F, G, C, and A minor. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. I was saying A minor, F, C, G, and then just changing the order of those chords, which the chords that you listed there are the exact same. Parallel aggressor is sick, and it saves time, y'all. Whoop, whoop. I'm all about that. Don't have to make a bus. So good. This keyboard. Sorry, well, I'm chewing some ice. This, my friends, is my baby. This is the Native Instruments Control S88 Mark I. This was the first version. Like I bought this like as soon as they came out with it because I was like, I need this. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, this is the Control S88, which is the it's a weighted keyboard. It's Native Instruments, so you can see the blue lighting on here. It has the complete control. It has the complete control plugin, basically, which integrates with everything. Where this here blue means it's a piano patch, but like whenever I pull up other patches and stuff like that, oh my gosh, it like changes colors and looks all cool. Oh, it's super dope. Anyway, that's like completely like secondary. It's not why I bought it. I bought it because I'm a pianist and I wanted to have a weighted keyboard that had good hammer action. So there you go. Is Baby Audio's parallel aggressor a compressor or something more? It's basically parallel compression. So, excuse me. So parallel compression is basically where you would have an audio signal, like a vocal, okay? And then you would then send it to a bus, and then you would compress the living poop out of it, basically. And then you would mix that in. So you'd have a super, like, compressed signal, and then a not super compressed signal, and then, yeah, anyway. But the parallel aggressor does all of that routing inside the plugin, which is awesome. Anyway, pretty cool plugin. It was the first plugin that Baby Audio, like, so yeah, it was kind of funny. It's like talking about companies and stuff like that. Baby Audio reached out to me like 6 months ago, and they were like, hey, you should try out our stuff. And I was like, I've never heard of you before, and I have my list. And then like a few months later, they're like, "Hey, we just came out with Parallel Aggressor. This is what it does. Would you like us to send you a would you like us to send a copy to you?" And I was like, "You know what? What the heck? Why not? Sure." And I tried it, and I was like, okay, I think I need to look into these guys. And I did. And I was like, these guys are awesome. So anyway, Baby Audio for the win. There we go. Shout out to Baby Audio. I now expect a check to come in the mail. No, I'm totally kidding. That is not how this works. Yes, I did. I have a degree in music composition. Waste of time. No, so let me say this. We kind of had a whole discussion earlier. I do not recommend going to college for music unless you're there are two reasons why you should get a music degree. I want to make a video on this because it's super important, because so many people are like, you have to get a degree. First of all, funny thing of this is that actually pretty much everyone I know in the music industry, like I'm like the only one who actually has a degree, which is really funny. So yeah, I like all the producers I know, many of whom are like literally like number one producers. Apparently I'm not very cool, so I don't have any number one hits, but like, whatever. I'm friends with people who do. It's also, by the way, total vanity metric. All that stuff is like all vanity metric. So anyway, the thing that I learned very, very, very fast, and I learned this because the producer that I learned under, the one that I actually like, basically was like, just teach me. Okay. There we go. Your music degree is useless. I've thought about making a video title like that. That's just like totally clickbaity like that. I love it. It's so good. Barney, you're hired. He's now my video title creator. I love it. But yeah, no. So as far as like music degrees and stuff like that, there's two reasons you should get a degree. How's it going, Heather? Hope you're doing well. One, get a music degree if you want to teach. If you're going to want to go teach like middle school, high school, elementary, you have to have a degree. It's a music education degree. MUED is what everyone calls it in music. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, like a lot of people go to Berkeley. Berkeley is actually a reputable school for like music production stuff. Extremely expensive. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like, okay, you can go to Berkeley and spend a ton of money. Yeah, I don't know. The second reason you get a degree in music is if you want to like be a classical musician and you want to go out and play in orchestras, which by the way is maybe one of the most difficult gigs to land ever. But yeah, asking where I went to college. I went to the University of Nebraska. Big Ten, go Big Red. I'm not wearing my Husker hat now, but a lot of my videos I wear. But yeah. Barney, you say, what do you pay? What do you mean? I'm a little confused. Yeah, so if we're talking about cost of DAWs, yeah, Logic is like literally by far the most affordable DAW on the market, like professional DAW. That actually is really good. The producer, so okay, funny story. So Phil's talking about Pro Tools and stuff. I know plenty of people who went to Berkeley and are doing really well. Berkeley actually has a success rate. No other school does. Like literally. Here's the thing. Ready for this, guys? Here we go. Shocker. Oh, I said you're hired. What do I pay? That is great. Epoch. Okay, you're gonna literally have to tell me like sound out how I say your name. Epic. You already said that. Oh my gosh. Apparently I'm stupid. So if I don't have a Mac, what would I recommend? What's up, man? I don't know. I mean, like the thing is, I haven't really dabbled in anything other than Pro Tools and Logic. So from what I gather, Ableton's pretty awesome. Cubase is pretty awesome. Pro Tools. So the producer I worked under, he was a Pro Tools guy, so I had to learn how to use Pro Tools. His philosophy was pretty dumb. Just saying. Hopefully he's not watching this. I doubt he is. Oh, yeah. You think the DAW is expensive? Yep. It's so true. Um, yeah, so I like Logic way more than Pro Tools. The producer I worked under, he was a Pro Tools guy, and he was pretty much like, if you want to be a real producer, you have to use Pro Tools. And I was like, that seems kind of dumb. And yeah, I was like, that like literally that literally sounds like super not true. And yeah, so Brennan says Pro Tools blows. I kind of agree. Like, yeah, Pro Tools is not an intuitive program. It is in my it's here's the thing. Like I have friends that are producers and mixing, like they do production and engineering, like mixing. And Pro Tools is great for mixing. For like just music creation, Logic all the way. Like I'm a composer, y'all. Like I compose music. That like my whole interest in producing music is not just because I like pushing buttons. It's not. It's because I like making music. I like composing music. I like arranging. I like creating things. And by the way, there's a really great comment here. Ready? This is great. Private lessons, practice, play with everything you can, practice, listen to all types of music, practice, practice. Yes. Here's a story about here's a story as far as like my background. When I was in high school, I got started producing when I was a freshman. I would show up to school at 6:30 in the morning so I could practice piano until school started for an hour and a half till the bell rang. And most days I was late to first period because bell rang and I didn't want to stop playing. Then every day I TA'd for the choir teacher because he knew that I was writing a lot of music and he knew that I was really interested in this stuff. So he said, Nathan, you can TA for me and you can you can take my laptop while I'm teaching and go just teach yourself how to use GarageBand. So I did that for another hour. So there's 2.5 hours. And then I'll go home and I'll do music for another like 2-3 hours. Like literally eat, sleep, drink music, right? And then I saved up, bought my own laptop, bought Logic, and guess what? Then it was literally like 5 hours a day. Every single, like I didn't really have any friends. Like while everyone else was playing video games, I was making music. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. I'm not saying that to just be like, look at me, I'm awesome. I'm saying that because, yeah, like if you actually want to be good at something, and by the way, for the most of the time that I was in high school, I was not good at it, then like if you actually want to be good at something, then you're going to have to put in the work. But yeah. Yep. It's good. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, so yeah, Pro Tools is definitely still a standard in most cases. Logic is becoming more and more used for sure. Daniel asks if I'm a Christian. Yes, I am. Evangelical Christian. I never understood routing until you tried Logic. Yep. Honestly, I think Logic's just super intuitive in general. Like I spend a lot of time in Pro Tools. Pro Tools is I like Pro Tools for editing audio a little bit better, but as far yeah. So, but John, that's what it takes. I agree. I do. Like I think like the producers that I've taught, the musicians that I've taught and coached, the ones that have the most success are the ones that literally just put the time in. So like if you want to be good at something, you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to apply. You can watch a bajillion tutorials on YouTube. You can buy every course. You can go to college. You can do all of it. And if you are not going back to your studio, sitting down and making music consistently, then guess what? You didn't actually learn anything. You didn't actually learn anything. It's just you're filling your head up with random crap. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Guys, this is so much fun. I love doing these live streams. There was a phase I was going in where I was doing like every week. I'm gonna get back into that. Okay, here's a good question. Thinking about internship and film scoring. How do music internships work? Depends on where you live. Depends on where you're at. I do not really know what the scene looks like. See you later, Barney. Good to have you. I love all the comments and yeah, man. It's awesome. Love the engagement. It's been super fun. As far as like just internships go, for me, I got like, I don't know, the producer that I worked under, like I just like literally went to him and just like, hey, like I want to make music and I want to do this and I'm serious about it. Um Jared, hey, if Chef help you getting on your Christmas project, that's awesome. Peace out. That's awesome. Thanks for joining. But going back to Epic's question, okay. If you're like in LA, Seattle, some of these other places, man, talking for like an hour straight kind of kills your voice. But yeah, if you're like in those areas, from what I understand, internships are pretty brutal. I don't have experience with that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, from what I gather, if you're going to intern at a studio in a bigger environment, you're basically a coffee runner. So, yeah, Brendan, you score a few shorts every year. Got other people. Yeah. So I've had the pleasure of doing. I think I've done about 10. I've scored maybe 10 projects over the years. My funny story. My first professional like paid gig was a film score. Was writing music for an ad. I was 19 years old. I was at a birthday party, and like no joke, I was at a birthday party, guys. Right? And there's this couple at the birthday party that we're talking to. I'm talking to them, and I'm like, oh, so what do you guys do? And they're like, yeah, we own a film company. And I was like, that's really cool. And they're like, yeah, like so. And then we talked about that for a while, like talking for like an hour. I don't say anything about the fact that I'm a composer, that I'm a producer, or anything. I'm 19, right? Like, but I already at this point was like, I want to make money doing this. Like, I want to do this, and I just talking with them for like an hour, and I finally was like, you know what? I got to just like muster up the courage to say something. So I finally did. I was like, you know what? I didn't say anything because I was a little nervous too, but I'm actually a composer and I record my own music. I produce. I could send you some, but film scoring is something I'm really interested in. And so like I would love to like do something with you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever done custom music or whatever. I had no idea. By the way, like I had no idea what I was doing. At this point in time, I had not even invested in any libraries or sound libraries or anything. I was using stock stuff in Logic. I've been using stock stuff in Logic since I was like 15 years old, like 4 years. Anyway, yeah, so that they were like, yeah, like that's really cool. Like send us some stuff. So I emailed them when I got home. They emailed me back like the next day and they're like, actually, yeah, we have this project that we're doing. We're doing an ad. It's an online ad and it's for this like company that does like web development, web design and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, like could we pay like $300 to do this thing? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be sweet. So we did it, and guess what? It was a it was a learning experience. So yeah, Epic. It depends on what you're wanting to do. Like, are you wanting to score like major motion films? If so, you're gonna have to work your way up. You're gonna have to build those relationships. I don't have personal experience with that, and I apologize for that. As far as if you are wanting to do indie stuff, you need to get to know those people. And right now, I think the best 2 ways you could do that would probably be Facebook groups and Instagram, and be sharing a lot of stuff you're doing. The more you put yourself out there online, the more opportunity you have to grow. My channel is a great example of that. I started this channel in 2016. Guys, it's end of 2020. My channel only had 1,000 subscribers in March of this year. Okay? That's like over 3 years of having this channel before seeing any growth, any real growth. It was like 1,000 subscribers, just slow, whatever. And yeah, this year is when everything happened, right? And it was because I was consistent. I was putting stuff out and I was throwing myself out there. And guess what? When you do that enough, people are going to find you. This is a great idea. I should definitely do this. Blue North 9 to 7. I'm assuming that's not actually your name. I could be wrong. This is a great idea. You can hear my voice. It's like getting deeper and deeper as my voice slowly dies. Blue North, by the way, I'm going to pull this back up so you guys can see it. If you didn't know, I'm doing a video where my subscribers produce a track that I wrote, a demo. If you want to be a part of that, just let me know here in the comments. I emailed all that stuff out. I can plug my email in here again, and you can always email me, and I'd be happy to include you on that. Deadline is December 28th. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's hard work. I'll just say this. It's hard work. Like being successful in the world of music is it is hard work. I honestly think the most challenging path is to be an artist, for sure, because it's actually very difficult to make money. If you actually want to make money in the industry, like producing is definitely one of the easier ways of making money, finding artists that you can produce. Film scoring, epic. Film scoring can be a very lucrative industry. You can make good money doing it. It's very, very competitive, very hard to break into. Producing independent artists is easier. It's not easy. It's easier. So I've been able to make good money doing it. You know, I've been able to, yeah. So okay, yeah, cool. I'm putting my email in here, okay? njlstudioproductions@gmail.com. That is not my, yeah. That's the email I've been using for the longest time. It's not actually that anymore, but I'm still working on getting my other email address put all together. So, so Bruce, Big Daddy Wayne, there's the email. Just email me, okay? Blue North, email me. You guys see that? Okay, email me. John, if I need some live drum tracks, let's talk, no charge. John, email me. Like seriously, like I put my email in there. Logan's Lessons, yo, how's it going? I'm excited to hear what you do with that track, Logan. I know he's one that has, he's gonna be doing that, submitting for that. Here we go. So even with crazy tech available today, what I still say doing a mixing, mastering, handoff, I do. I no longer mix like clients. If an artist comes to me, yeah. Oh, dude, Brendan, this is so good. There you go. Right there. This is great advice. But going back to this question about handing off mixing, I'm at a point right now where I have a mixing engineer, and if an artist comes to me and says, Nathan, I want you to produce me. First of all, I'm picky. I don't work with everybody because it turns out my passion is teaching. My passion is the Producer Accelerator, which is my course, which is my program. That's what I want to do because I love making music. And I will always be making music. But I'm way more passionate about teaching and helping other people make great music than I am about making music for artists, okay? It can be a tricky industry. It can also be a really tricky thing collaborating with people. And artists can sometimes be really tricky to work with, just in general, right? So if I have an artist that comes to me and says, Nathan, I want you to produce me. One, they need to be in a genre, they need to have music that I get excited about. If I'm not excited about their stuff, like I'm not going to do it because it's not worth it for me anymore. I used to do everything. In Epic, there's good advice for you. At the beginning, do everything. Never say no. If someone comes to you and says, hey, do you have experience doing XYZ? Just be like, sure, I can do it. I mean, don't say yes, right? Like if you've never had experience, be like, I can do it. I can do it. I've never done a film score before. Can you film score? Yep, I can do it. I can do it. Okay. If someone says, I'm an artist, I need a producer, can you produce me? And it's in a genre that you're like, I like that music, but I've never done anything like yeah, I can do it. Just do it. Say yes to everything at the beginning. That's the best way to learn. The best way to learn is just to say yes, 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 do yes. Say yes to everything. And then if you start saying yes to everything, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start realizing not everything is fun to do, right? Not everything is great. I learned more saying yes to everything, what I don't like doing, more than I learned what I do like doing. I was writing music for choirs. I was writing music for show choirs. I was arranging for that for orchestras. I was doing film scoring. I was just doing everything. Pop production, orchestral production. I was getting commissioned to do classical music. And like, I literally just said yes to everything. Guys, I literally co-wrote and arranged a full-blown musical. I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back. Like, I had never made a musical before. And guess what? This lady came up to me that I met. She says, I wrote this musical, but I can't compose. Like, all I can do is melodies. I need help. I was like, sure, I can do that. I can do that. That was I was in college. I was like 20 years old. Had just gotten married. I got paid like $12,000 to do it, guys. Like, that's the real deal, right? Like, being a 20-year-old and getting hired to do something like that, I was scared to do it. I was really nervous. I was afraid that, like, oh my gosh, can I really deliver this? And guess what? Somewhere in my studio, my studio is like this in there, like, because I just moved. This space is like just a mess. Somewhere in this house, I have the score for that with string orchestra, with drums, bass, piano, choir, all of it. And like, it was like 13 pieces of music with some underscore. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I'll do it. And I learned. And guess what? That project freaking sucked. It was not fun to do. It was actually horrible. And I feel really bad if my collaborator was watching this, but like, it was a great experience. It was a phenomenal experience, but like, it was hard. It was hard. And I was faking it till I made it type of a thing. Anyway, I'm saying all this to say that I'm at a place in my life right now that is very unique the most. I'm not a beginner. I've been doing this a long time, and I've done everything. Like, literally everything. I've done film scoring, I've done arranging, I've done choral, classical, orchestral, pop, rock, electronic, everything. And I've just learned, like, most of that crap I don't even like doing. Like, I was just doing it because I just was trying to cut my teeth, And what I do like doing is I like talking about music. I like teaching about music because I've learned a lot of stuff over the years. Anyway, that was like a super long rant. So, Epic, how do you find people to write music for, like the musical? So, the musical, I got pure freaking lucky. I got lucky. I don't know how else to put it. Yes, Brendan, the real secret is no one really knows what the heck they're doing. Yes, that is legit true. This is good advice. Put yourself in spaces where other musicians are gathering, jam nights, attend shows, asking questions, play with lots of different people. Epic, where do you live? Like, what like, are you in the US? Are you in an area where there's a music scene? For me, I live in Nebraska. Okay. I was in Lincoln, Nebraska for the majority of this time. I live in Kearney, Nebraska now. It's a small town. It's like 35,000 people. And the beauty is I can live in Kearney, Nebraska because my business is online. I don't work with people in person really hardly ever. The artists I collaborate with, like, I'm working with an artist in Israel right now, like, literally. So, in one of the other artists I work with is like Boston. Like, so anyway, Texas, that's great. So yeah, first of all, probably not gonna be a super big like film music scene, like film industry in Texas, depending on what city you live in. But if you want to cut your teeth on that, what I would do is maybe go to, and I actually did this, I cold called film companies in my city that I knew were doing like commercials and ads and stuff for small businesses. And then I would say, hey, I'm a composer, I'm a producer. I write and create music. I would love to talk to you guys about creating some custom music for you guys. I obviously it's more expensive than, going with, licensed music, but obviously you can get a better result doing that. And I would start calling people in Epic. This is again, I'm not really sure why someone just posted about a vaccine on my live stream. Okay, whatever. So what I would say is this: it's hard because putting yourself out there is difficult, and there's rejection is real. Like you are going to have people tell you no. So like I like put myself in situations where if I ever found out someone was doing anything music related or anything whatever, like you just kind of have to be pitching yourself like kind of all the time, which kind of sucks. And it gets easier as you do it. It gets easier the longer you do it. Really, my recommendation right now, if I were to be talking to someone who's either an artist or a producer or composer, and they're like, "Hey, like I want a career, I want to make money doing this," then here's what I would say: build an Instagram and crush it on Instagram. YouTube is really hard. YouTube works for me because I'm teaching stuff. YouTube is very difficult if you're just gonna like be sharing your work, right? Because that is extraordinarily difficult to grow on YouTube, unless you're making just like really good music videos that are like super entertaining and like high production value. YouTube has just changed a lot. If you're teaching, like I'm teaching, YouTube's a great platform. If you're doing music where you're trying to get yourself out there, get exposure, build an audience, build a fan base, then I would say Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok. That's what I would say. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. If I was starting over again and I was like, you know what, I want to be a music producer. Here is literally exactly what I would do. No joke. This is what I'd do. I would start an Instagram account. I would get a really nice photo on my Instagram. I would start posting every single day on Instagram. Videos of music I'm working on, videos of me improvising on piano, playing guitar, videos of me showing my workflow as a producer, videos like I would actually like work on making some like kind of creative videos, exciting videos that are like demonstrating my ability, like, hey, life, day in the life, right? I'm as a music producer, whatever. And then I would start following artists and other producers that are doing the same kind of thing I'm doing. Right. So I would be looking for this. I'd be looking for artists that are similar to the music that I'm making. I would go and like their stuff. I would start commenting on their stuff. I would follow them and start engaging with them and do it in a way that's actually authentic. Like not in this super weird, like creepy way. Like you need to do it in a way. Someone just thumbs down me. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Too bad. But seriously, like be real. Like if you actually like something, then like it and comment on it. And what you just have done is you made yourself known to somebody. And when you do that, you spark the beginning of a relationship or a potential relationship. And do this every single day. Social media is the most powerful place. It does not matter where you lived or where you live. Social media is insanely powerful. I built my entire business using social media. And I live in Nebraska, guys, like legit. I live in Nebraska. It's like, I don't know anyone else. I don't know anyone else where I live who's doing what I'm doing. I'm like the only one, right? So yeah, I just saying. Anyway, Phil, we've had this conversation. Yeah, I could totally rant about that for a while. Anyway, hopefully that helped. Epic, does that help? Like I just threw like so much stuff out there, and it's hard because no one path is the same. No one person follows the same path, right? Oh my gosh, guys, we've been doing this for like an hour and a half. Time flies when you're having fun. My wife is probably just like, hey, are we gonna watch some Star Wars? Totally, yeah. That's totally what's planned after this. Star Wars. It's kind of dying down in the comment section, so that might be a good indicator. Yeah, epic. Hopefully that helps. Look, it has taken me, it's taken me a long time, and it takes time. It does. It takes time. It takes skill. This is a very tough industry to make it. Which Star Wars? Clone Wars TV series, the animated version, the animated TV series. That's what we're doing on Disney Plus. Yeah. Yeah, we are all caught up on The Mandalorian, and so we were like, we need something else to do. John, I saw that you emailed me. I will check that out probably tomorrow. Probably not gonna happen tonight because once we're done here, I'm gonna go hang out with my wife. Mandalorian, so good. Getting a Mandalorian coffee mug is definitely on my Christmas list. Play us out. What key? What key am I doing, Schned? Pick a key. Yep. Start making yep. It can. Not always. There are ways to speed it up, but everyone's different. Everyone has a different trajectory. Anyway, Chuck, see you later, man. It was fun hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. This was great. Thank you. And two, everyone here, thank you. Seriously, like from the legit bottom, F sharp major or minor, Phil? There's a right answer. Did I learn? Oh, here's a good question. Did I learn how to play piano with instructor? Yes, multiple. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've had 6 piano teachers over the course of my life. F sharp minor. Here we go. I haven't done F sharp minor in a while. Hold on, I have to remind There we go. I forgot F sharp minor. Holy crap. Why does this like sound really sad? It's kind of weird. Okay, there we go. F sharp, D, A, E. Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I was doing at the end there. D minor is sad. I'm sorry, Schned. People commented what key I should do. I will go live in Nebraska. Long live Nebraska, where the corn reigns. Lots of cows. Anyways, yeah. Hopefully that little improvisation was okay. I haven't played an F sharp minor in a very long time, so that was good practice. You know, I kind of got a little more comfortable as I got into it, but like initially I was like, oh crap, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, F sharp minor. I'm really glad you didn't pick F sharp major because then I would have been like, oh crap, it's like 5 sharps, right? No. There's 6 sharp. Yeah. Anyway, guys, this has been so much fun. We're at like an hour and 34 minutes. So, guys, thank you. And gals, guys and gals, all y'all. This has been a blast. We're going to start doing this more. I think I'm going to go back to the every week. But this was just such a huge moment. Yeah, go smash on your Hammond. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, I need a Juno, like a Roland. Like, oh, there is no place like Nebraska, heart of the USA. Yeah, Phil, go Big Red. Go Big Red. Go Big Red. Oh, and by the way, we totally won our game last week, which is fantastic. We're probably going to lose next week, though. That's all good. Anyways, guys, gals, this has been a blast. Let's do it soon. And Nathan is out. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.